Hey everybody, this is BT Stew. I wanted to make this video for you guys just to, help everybody out. Anybody struggling. I know Bond has a lot of questions. I'm not always in the chat just because I'm busy doing other things, but I wanted just to point out a few things. One, I love MT's new, stop out, is what I'm calling it. It's like a mom stop out. So, when the moms flip against you, when you're in a trade a little bit too early, and I'll explain all this, how it can help you and get out with just, a 1 or 2 pip, loss, and then you could get right back in with it. So we'll just get right to it. When you come into the room, the first thing I see is that, I saw this last night even on just my, MT4 charts that it'd come down already, bounced up, so I was expecting it to come down, and put in a trade for the down, and then I knew it was probably going to pierce the orange road. So anyway, when I come to the room, one, I don't like trading like right at this time anyway. I'd wait till the new hour. But what I'm expecting by just, it's a downtrend, but you got a flip up of the 1 hour BB band. So I'm expecting this to come down, trying to push as close as it can to that, and it's going to flip up even higher as soon as the hour happens. But right now, just looking at it, you have a previous down here. So right now, with what you're seeing, you could use MT's entry, and I'll just go ahead and start playing this, and I'm playing it at 6 times the speed. You could use MT's entry right, right in there, right when that turns red. So you're in there beforehand. So you're in there like around 26 or 27. And I'm looking for this to push down into here. Down closer to there. And now that you have that, it's going to push through all this and break it. But when the new hour comes, I'll really show you like what this video will be about. But just knowing that you're expecting it to hit this BB band. So you're expecting a bounce off of this. And when that happens, there's going to be entries. You expecting that going to happen, you can use MT's new entry on the HA chart to get in early. So for instance, right now you're expecting this, and I know that this is flipping up. So let's just look and see what happens here. Right now you had a yellow already there. You have your blue. Like I said, I would probably wait this out, until the new hour. But let's just test it. That this is flipping up one more, higher. So right there at 14, you could be in at 14. And you're already, up 1-2 pips. Now, like this is early for this trade. But, if this flashes against you, just get out with the loss. But now it's, now it's 19, 20. You've already got 6 pips, 5 pips. You could just be out if you wanted. Just, but now you've got this with you. So, you're looking to the BB band. And this is the way that I look at it, is that once this came down and pulled back, I expected this to go up at least to the orange road, and then as it comes up to the orange road, then it will try to come back down and break that 1 hour BB. But since it's bouncing off the 1 hour BB, this is what I really want everybody that's struggling to know, is that I would never, this is just me personally, take the orange road trade down, like this one. When it gets up and hit that orange road, even though it may work, the reason that I don't like to take it, Hugo and BR, they're probably all over that, just because it's hitting, hitting the band up there. The reason why I won't take it is because in my mind, I say to myself, this is a 1 hour BB band bounce. So where's it going to go? Well, it's not just going back to the 5-minute orange road. It's going to go back to, in my mind, I say to the 5-minute opposite BB. So all that tells me is that, and of course this is coming down, so the price is going to meet it. But what that does, it keeps me from getting stuck in these orange road trades that I've gotten stuck in so many of them in the past, a long time ago, that, taking them down there, taking it down right now, and then ends up going all the way, through. And why does it go through? Because it's a bigger bounce. So it's bouncing off this one. I expect it to go to to the opposite BB band. And let me see what's going on with the UC. This would have been your entry on the UC. It'd have been a perfect entry. Right there on that. So you'd have been at 94. And see, I'm not going to stop and at that point, it never even flashed against you. But I know with the way that this is shaping up, that this is at the minimum getting to the 5-minute BB band. Probably lower, just because there's a lot of room in here. And it's going to want to get, close to down in there. It already hit once, bounced up, so, it came down, bounced right back up, went up a little higher, and then now it's going to try to push through that 1 hour. And you got a yellow red, so I would never be taking that up. So, I'm expecting this to break the 5-minute BB band. So we can just watch this. But that's what this is where somebody could get stuck in a trade right here, down. Okay, well, it's off the 5. There's nothing against you, right? Well, there is something against you, because this is a 1 hour bounce. So, that's what's against you, is that, if you set your mind that it's not going to come down at least till the other BB band, you won't ever be caught in that trade again, taking it the wrong way. And then once it gets to that 5-minute BB band, that's when you can, reevaluate it. You can just, look at it again. See, now this is, even though that was a winning trade, now it's looking like it's setting up for a second move up. Didn't finish, got the little wick. It's going to come back up to the orange line. You've got help already. But like I said, I in my mind already had it figured in that it was coming to the opposite BB band. And so when you were in on that trade right there, you could have gotten out right there. That'd been perfectly fine. You took, 15 to 23, get out. But in my mind, like I said, it's just going to the opposite BB band. Same with this one. I'm not getting out till it gets to here. And, with how it's setting up behind it, it's going to go lower. And then when it gets to these areas, that's when I will look to take like MTs, to the downside. So once it gets up into, this is probably going to come down into this area, flip down. It'll probably get, flipping down all the way into here. And once that happens, that's when I look to take it down. And then, at that point, I know that it's going to try to break that flipped up BB band. So I kind of hope that everybody's understanding. I'll be in the room on Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm going out of town on Thursday, so I'll be driving Thursday morning. And then I'll be back in the room on Friday. But, if anybody watches this video in between there, they can, and see, this is why I would not take this down right now. Just because I'm expecting it to be up here. When that comes down and gets closer to meet it, then I'll think about taking it down. When it gets to there, because this is a 1 hour BB band bounce. It's not going just to the 5-minute orange road. Now you've got more help. So, once it gets to these levels, look what it's getting. It's hitting now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 orange roads and getting close to the 5-minute BB band. So here, right now, if that turns red, boom, you're in. You could be in at 29. All right, that's because it's hitting two. Now it's down. So it went down, hit the BB band. Like I said, for me, it was going all the way to the other, the 5-minute, the other 5-minute BB band, which that's where it's at right now, because that this is coming down. And you just kind of have to know that it's the HA bands there. You've got the 15. This is right here. I looked at it to come down, somewhere right in, under 40. So we can play this and see what happens. But what I'm getting at, even with this, if you were in at that level there, and it would flip, this started flashing green, you could easily get out and not have a big loss. But you're in on the initial move. You're in here. So you're not letting that you're not letting that trade get away from you because you think it's going to touch that, but that's because this is coming down to meet it. But you were on that initial move, and if you were wrong, so what? You lost a couple of pips. And now it's just like once it, you were in early, moms hadn't changed yet, but you're going with the trend. So you could have been in just right there at like 32, which was really 29 because on the HA chart it was, so at 29, but you already got 10 pips. Now you can just, when that yellow showed up, get out. To me, this is going all the way to the, once it came down, hit the BB band, bounced up, hit the orange road, and now there's not, a bunch of ups coming with it. Well, it's just going to come down and it's going to break through the BB band, and then it's going to try to get, if things start, it's going to try to get all the way down to the 4-hour BB band and the 8-hour BB band. The previous, if you can see it here, the previous low was 93. So it's going to try to get back, as close as it can to that. And, some people would see that super there, be like, oh, it's going up. Well, I mean, that super did its job. It's not set there. It's just flashing on. It's flashing there, but it's already pushed it to the 4-hour. So, I mean, and nothing else is showing up. There's no blues up. There's nothing up. That one little pink, it did its job. But there's no blues, so, I mean, it's down. And here, it's the same thing. You've got this flipping up. This is going to, come down into that area. And you can't take, one thing is like if here, I'll explain this on the, on this move right here. If you would have taken this, like if this would have happened and you've seen that red right there, if this was flashing green against you, don't take it. But if it's dead and it's just, sleeping, as Jazz has called it, then yes, you could go ahead and take that, take it down, and then if it would have turned green, the greens would have woke up, just get out. But in this situation, you're just ahead of the moms turning red. And once they turn red, you're good all the way till you get to, something that's going to stop it, which is the, the HABB band. It reacts to it. And here, like I said, there it is. It hit the 15-minute BB band, which was also the 1 hour and the 30. It's going to react. It's also the 4-hour orange road. On the color change, right there. So like 74, you could have been in. And now, this is a 4-hour orange road, a 1-hour BB band bounce. Where's it going? It's not just going to the orange road here and coming back down. It's going all the way to here, which of course is going to start flipping down and come, down into this area. It's going to try to, it's going to flip down here first, flip down into here again, and be in the, 80s area. So it's at least going to there. So it's like I don't have to, I'm not stopping this trade until it gets, pretty close or something stopping me on the HA. This trade is up for me all the way to the BB band. And, the fact that you're above the one, you're above all these now. And here's this still going down. So I just really wanted to like get this, show you that, how the mom stops work. And it's almost like, with doing this and you're seeing that, that first hint of red, it's almost like you're putting like a cell stop. It's already started its move down, and that's when you got in. It's just like doing our overnight trades where we put like a 15, pip sell stop, wherever the previous candle. It's kind of like that, but you're using the color change of the candle to do it, and then you're using moms because we're watching it, to get out of it. In that way, you're just never hurt. It's like, and you could have taken that trade right when it changed. Like I said, this I'm biased up just because that's an awful. You got the daily. It's already hit. So it's already hit the daily BB band. So of course, it's gonna try to go up and break all this. It's headed back towards the 1 hour. But the great thing with this strategy and using it this way is that even if you'd have been in there, you still had pips in there before it turned green on you. That you could have either taken a few or none at all. But you're above everything on here, so now it's like at this point in time, this should have been your trade if you were looking to get back in. It should have been right in there and took it up to 84. Right now, I'd still be in the up trade, or would have closed it on the BB band hit. Just because right now this is tightening in too much, don't like it. I would have been out right in there on that spike, right in there. So I'd have been out around 84. And then I'd be looking to get back in, but right now it's such a mess. Like I said, I hope this helps. I mean, just being able to get in at these, with minimal risk. I mean, that's really what this entry is. It's, and there it goes. It's still going up. Being able to know that you're hitting something. Like right now you're hitting, the 1 hour BB, but you've got something active against you. And there's a lot of room in between here and there. And you've got nothing that says up. Nothing at all. Even though you're hitting those bands, you don't have one thing that says up. Do you want to risk it right there? You can. You can risk that because it is hitting something. But with no arrows up, I wouldn't risk it. Even though, it'll probably go up and then come back down. But, I would not risk it. Now you've got something. But just wait it out. It'll come back down. You got blue showing up in this area. But I guess the biggest point that I wanted to get across, which I keep saying same things over and over, is that now that this is broke though, I would, like I said, expect it to get down or close to the 4 hour and 8 hour BB. Is that when things react off of these bigger time frames, like this being the 1 hour bounce, don't try to take it down off of the 5-minute orange road. I mean, this is my opinion. Somebody else might disagree, but it's at least going to go, the bounce is going to be big. And you don't know the pip value of that bounce, because if these, were real tight and there was no volume in the market, it might only be 10 pips between the bottom BB band and the top of the 5. But that's what I assume that bounce is at least getting to the 5-minute BB band. And at that point, I reevaluate and look at what the signals are with me or against me, and that decides if I'm going to get in that move down. The great thing about, the decision of getting in these moves with MT's, change of color method, and then his, the stop on it, the mom stop as I'm calling it, that will help you, be able to, minimize your risk. And like you said today in the room, that's what it's all about, is, minimizing your risk and taking more than you're losing. So like right now, look at this, you're hitting that, you broke the 1 hour BB band. So I expect the same kind of reaction. Now that it's broke, you're getting some blues, you got some help there with the pink. So look for, right now, this is worth the risk. You've got plenty of reasons why this could go up at this point in time. You've only got a little red against you. You've got this. I'm not too worried about that. But right there. So let's just say you got in at 90, It was about 97, 98 maybe when you got in. See, so you're already so many pips up before anything's happened. You know, you could take 5 pips and just be done with this. You know, you were in just on that color change. You know, and now there's reasons why you can stay in this longer. And for me, it's because it's going. This is now the break of the 1 hour, as it's hitting these. To me, it's going back to the 5 minute BB band. You know, at the least. You know, which is going to be somewhere down in here. So I'm really trying to help people from getting, caught in that 5 minute Orange Road trade, because you just have to realize where you are on the long term charts. And these bounces aren't going to be just right back up to the 5 minute Orange Road. They're going to be bigger. And then getting in these now, like I said, it's so worth the risks being in on the first moves. Just because, like, look, as soon as that color changed there, we were in that trade. We were in that trade right there at, and it's already 10 pips. Take your pips and get out of here. Take your 10 and be done with it. You've got a yellow red, so it's going to probably push a little higher. But so what? You took 10 pips. When you know this is going to happen and that color change happens, I mean, you know that it's going to be a reaction on that band. In the fact that that's going to happen, I mean, there's no else out there that you can know that that's going to happen. The signals told you it was worth that little risk to get in. At that 98, just on that color change, because if it would have flipped against you, just right there, if it would have turned red right after you got in, just get out and take the 1 pip loss and be like, oh, okay, it's not ready to go up yet. And then when it does it again, then you can get in. Then if it would have started and the next one would have went green, get in it there. And if you'd have lost, so what? You lost 1 pip, maybe 2. But then when it does take off, it's going to be for 10 pips, for 15 pips, and that's what it's all about. It's just taking more than you lose. So like I said, I hope this helps. Just pointing this out, you've already seen that it hits once. So now, and it's already breaking. Now it wants to break that. So I wouldn't even be taking, and now you got a flash, and I wouldn't be taking this down at all. You got previous ups, supers. And when you see that a lot, you can look at, like, these supers, like, up with the trend. This is getting onto something else, but when you see that has a previous super and it comes down and hits the Orange Road, you can almost guarantee it that it's bouncing right back up. Those previous carries a lot of weight. BR has talked about it in some of his videos. But like I said, I just wanted you guys to get really used to knowing that, like, these bounces are bigger than just like the 5-minute Orange Road. And the fact that you can get in now with minimal risk, this be the easiest money that you've ever made. Just knowing that, look, I could have got in right there on that red, and wrote it down. The better trade would have been up, but either way, if that never turned against you, you just take your pips. If it did, so what? You still had like a reason to take it because it gave you an arrow. And you had some yellows there. Like I said, I wouldn't take this. This is going up. But, this right here, it's kind of the same thing that happened over here. You're getting a second move set up to the upside right now. So you could have taken it right there. What's that at 98? Try to speed this up so this isn't too long of a video, but we'll just see where it goes. Yeah, see, there it is. So it's like you could have, got in at 98, close it at 10, on that yellow, and be done. You know, with the way this looks to me, you've got a 1 hour up. You're bouncing off here. So I'm expecting it to go at least to here, but because we got that yellow red in there, now I'm expecting it to go higher into here. So you could really probably get into this about 05, probably, but if you wanted to wait for the color change. If you wanted to get in this to the upside, there it is, 06. So you picked it up at 06. Let's see where it ends up. Got up to 10. Yeah, and then back down. So like I said, it was the BB band hit there, but that would still, if you trusted this up, which I did, and I did take that up. I took it up at 7 or something like that. And ended up going up to like 28 or something like that because I trusted that this was up. But even if you were wrong and that scared you out, let's see, where did it happen? Where did the moms flash against you? So you got in, say, at we said 05 or something like that when we first got in. It's at 06. So let's just say, well, boom, okay, I'm out. That flashed red against me. You don't want to stay in it. Fine, don't. Get out. Guess what you've lost? Nothing. Maybe your spread, and your commission. So what? Wait for it to, do it all over again. Wait to see green again, then take it up. This can really help our entries, just because, you're getting in on those first moves. And then if it's not the right move, your risk is so minimal that it was worth the risk. Because when it does go, it goes. Just like if you'd have entered right there, look how many pips that is. It's, in at 74, you're 40 pips up. So I hope that helps. Like I said, I'll be in the room. If you have any questions, I don't get in the chat a lot because I'm busy doing, many other things here. But like I said, I hope this helps everybody. You can try to ask me some questions. I'll try to answer if I see them in the chat. But I look forward to seeing you guys all tomorrow in the room, and I hope this helps you guys start making some pips. Have a good one.